Yo, what up, guys? It's DC. I got my boy Funky Ben once again live from Wisconsin. Ben, what's up, baby? How you doing?
I'm doing good. You can say I got a little black eye. I've been taking a beating on my left eye. I got hit by my guy Jordan Newman 2 weeks ago, and then I got headbutted Mitchell Messerbrink last week. So hopefully I'll heal up at some point here.
You still trying to like wrestle with these kids? You got to know better than that, man. You can't beat these kids no more, man.
I beat them up. They don't have a chance.
You cannot.
DC, they don't stand a chance. I might wrestle one of these college kids at some point. I might get back in there and mix it up. I still love wrestling.
I love wrestling too, but I ain't trying to wrestle with these kids every day. Ben, listen, the reason I got you on today is because your good friend Jorge Masvidal.
Oh man,
what you mean? What you mean? Oh,
well,
man.
okay, listen, for our audience, Daniel asked me to come on and did not tell me any of the topics.
Because it's better when you're more organic. Your boy Jorge Masvidal is fighting Gilbert Burns finally. Now, I've been very vocal about saying he needed to fight Gilbert Burns if he wants to find a way back into the championship picture, especially after he lost twice to Usman and lost to Colby Covington in the way that he did. Which, by the way, I thought your guys would look like. I thought the way Colby fought him was the way that I thought you two would look in the fight. Obviously, we know what happened, unfortunately. But I want to ask you, Masvidal seems to be a guy that is popular or was popular and uses that popularity to gain. He was kind of trying to get a title fight with Leon Edwards, which I thought was ridiculous based on their past.
Agreed.
But why now? What do you think happened to where he's fighting Burns now? It can't possibly be because Gilbert Burns beat Neil Magny, could it? Could that be the thing?
No,
I mean, I got to fight him?
Listen, you're on good terms with the UFC, so I hope they don't get mad at you for me saying this. But you know the UFC uses some strong arm tactics, and Jorge hasn't fought in 13 months by the time he fights, right? It was March of last year. And so I'm sure he's been angling for the McGregor fight, which we don't know who McGregor's going to be at the house with, and some other ones. And they probably just told him, no.
McGregor got hit by a car the other day. You saw that?
I didn't think it was that bad, though. He just rolled over a little bit, got a few scratches.
He got hit? Did he really get hit?
That's what it looked like. For real, though. But I am curious. We should talk about who he's going to be in the tough house with, because now I don't actually believe it's Ferguson. There's no way the UFC would do that. That would be wild.
Chandler?
That's the one that makes the most sense, I think. But Ferg said it was him, so I don't know.
But you believe Tony?
No.
Do you believe much of what Tony says?
I don't really believe him at all. I mean, it would be entertainment. I'm in for it. I think it would be hilarious. But
that's somebody Conor would beat. I mean, honestly.
Probably. No.
Yeah,
so with Masvidal, though, I think they just forced his hand. I think he was trying to get all these other fights, and they just said no, no, no. And now he's been on the bench for 13 months, and he's like, well, shoot, I guess I got to take one. Because the UFC's done that. And I think George, because one of these UFC does is if you negotiate too hard against them, they're going to get you back. They might not get you back then. They're going to get you back. And I think that's probably what they did.
You think that when Masvidal was riding hot, he got a lot of money, and they're like, and now you think they're saying to him, you're going to fight Gilbert Burns.
Yes.
Or what? Or what, though? They don't cut him. It's not like they're going to cut him.
No, they'll just ice him. They'll ice him. And, hey, most of us fighters, I don't know about UDC, but most of us fighters, we go paycheck to paycheck, and when you don't get a paycheck in 13 months, life can get a little bit hard.
Yeah, but Jorge Masvidal's making a ton of money. But
I don't know, is he? Maybe he's spending a ton of money.
But there is a clause, right? Like you do get a bit extended, I think, if you do turn down the fight. But he's turned down this Gilbert Burns fight many times. Gilbert Burns has been calling the fight Jorge Masvidal for years. But now, all of a sudden, Masvidal's fighting him. And I don't believe it's that simple, Ben. I don't believe it's as simple as...
What's your reasoning?
I think maybe he's looking at the landscape and saying, if I fight a month after Usman versus Edwards 2 or 3, if Leon Edwards wins and I beat Gilbert Burns, I'm the #1 contender.
That's possible.
But do you think he puts himself back in that situation with a win?
Over Gilbert Burns, that's for sure. I mean, Chimaev, Muhammad, and Colby are kind of wild cards because we don't know what's going to happen next with them. But I mean, Gilbert Burns is top of this division for sure. And if if Masvidal can beat him, then yeah, I think he would be fighting for the title next.
Do you think Masvidal wins?
No.
You don't think he wins?
That's why he's been saying no. That's why he's been saying no to Burns, because he doesn't think he's going to win either.
Why?
If he would, listen, DC, you know how most of these dudes work. If they think I can beat that dude up, they say yes, easy. If they think they can't, then they say no. That's how they work.
Do you think? I mean, honestly, I agree that at times that fighters are smart with their choices, but we're talking about Masvidal, Ben. This is a guy that fought in the streets. This is a guy that fought.
No. That's my number one pet peeve about Jorge Masvidal is he's this guy that says, "Oh, I'll fight anyone. I'm a BMF." Dude, he turned me down for a month straight. He said no. Yes. What happened? I had to call him too many names, and then the UFC just kept bugging him, and he finally said yes.
And then he got lucky.
He got lucky, yeah.
I know you've told me that time and time again. He got lucky, man. I know.
Yeah. So that's what I think happened is the UFC just forced his hand, and he realized, hey, I got to take this fight because they won't offer me anyone else. And if I can, it's kind of bad for fighters, but if they keep saying no, it extends their contract, right? The fighters don't really have a right to say no. The UFC has a right to offer them. They're forced to offer them, but not yes.
Hey, so let me ask you this though. It seemed as though Gilbert Burns told me something that, and it might play with yours. I know you know Bilal Muhammad, but he said that Bilal was saying, "I'll fight Gilbert Burns," and he goes, now the moment he jumped in front of him in the rankings, he's like, "I don't want to fight Gilbert Burns." Does that annoy you? Like that? Do you
think Bilal actually did that?
I don't think so, but Gilbert's saying it publicly, so he ain't gonna just lie, is he? Like, is he just out there lying?
I don't know Gilbert, so I can't tell you if he's a liar or not. I wouldn't think that would be something Bilal would do.
I don't think so either.
I trained with him a little bit at Rufus, and everyone really liked him, and he always seemed like a straightforward, upfront guy. I have a hard time thinking he was lying.
But
maybe.
But Ben, it seems like it's happening more. Guys are more open with going, I'm not fighting this dude because why would I fight number 10 or why would I fight number 7? It's like, it's a weird thing that you don't really get in wrestling. Where in wrestling, you kind of just wrestle whoever it is, right? Like the guy that just shows up on the wrestling mat, you go against him. But in fighting, it's like everybody's almost picking and choosing their opponents, and it gets a bit annoying. But now that we have Burns versus Masvidal, and you take Burns, what is Burns doing though? Like, because he beats
I think Burns. So I actually think Burns is kind of like what George wants to be. Burns is like, I'll fight anyone, and he actually will. I mean, that's what it seems,
Neil
right?
Magny, right? Neil Magny. Fighting him in Brazil. They told me it was supposed to be George in Brazil. From on the inside, they said that was supposed to be Masvidal versus Burns, but they couldn't get Masvidal to fight him.
But Burns has kind of fought everyone. He seems like the guy that'll just say yes no matter what. Is from what it appears. He wants to fight Colby. He fought Chimaev. He fought Usman. He's kind of fought all of the best guys in the division. He fought Damian Maia, who no one really wanted to fight. Yeah. So he's kind of fought everyone. So he kind of seems like the guy that's actually the BMF that when they call him, he'll just say yes.
Yeah.
I don't know him. That's just my take.
What about Colby? What's Colby doing? Like, what is happening?
I thought he was suing George, right? Isn't that what's happening? He's waiting for the lawsuit to finish.
Is that why George is fighting?
I believe the lawsuit says it impairs his ability to compete in mixed martial arts, and that's what they're suing about.
Ben, you're lying.
I swear to God, someone told me that. Go look it up.
So Colby Covington getting hit
outside the steakhouse
is impairing his ability to fight.
I swear. Okay, listen, I don't know. Someone told me that about the lawsuit, that he's claiming like concussions or something like that, and that he's trying to get a whole bunch of money out of George.
So a guy that fights for a living gets hit, and he got hit hard.
I don't know. I will not, Daniel. I'm not going to say any names on this one. I know.
Is it a good source? Is it a good source?
No, I'm going to tell you a different story. I believe it was. I'm going to tell you a different story. I know two guys that were both high-level fighters, both fighting the UFC, and they kind of got hammered one day after the bar, and I don't know why. They weren't like mad at each other, but they just wanted to F around and just hit, right? And fight. And one of them got hit, and he got a concussion, and he was kind of effed up after that. Like, he didn't really recover.
You can cuss, man. You don't have to say effed up.
Oh, yeah, I can't. Yeah. I forget what show I'm on.
Yeah,
but I mean, so that happens. So I don't know. You never know which hit is the one. And so who knows? Maybe it actually did, or maybe Colby's just trying to get a whole bunch of money, because I think in a lawsuit, if you said, hey, man, I wasn't able to fight for a year, and normally I would have had 3 fights in a year and I get paid $500,000 a fight, those are the damages I need. I mean, I don't know. That kind of sounds believable.
It does. It actually does. You're a smart guy. You're making me believe it. That's one I would have paid some money to watch. I would have paid to watch the build-up between you and Covington. That would have been fun. That would have been fun, right?
Yeah. I want to see Colby versus Chimaev.
Really?
You think
why
not?
Colby will fight Hamzat?
I mean, that's the top of the division. Besides Usman, who else is there to fight?
That
Bilal.
Usman, man. Hey, that Usman is good, huh?
He's good.
He's good, huh?
We'll see if Leon can do it again.
You think Leon can get him again?
I don't know. It's going to be tough. You know, the other thing that's funny about George is the UFC, and this is like where I would think another.
His name is Jorge, bro. His name is Jorge.
Yeah, whatever. Some people call him George. Some people call him Jorge. We don't know. Potato, potato. So another thing with George is that have you been paying attention to this? So he's lost his only losses. And I'm actually going to defend George for a minute here. Which is, I don't love it. His only losses are Usman and Covington. That's it recently, right?
Yes.
And they just keep sliding his ass down the rankings. They got him all the way down to number 11.
Why? When he's lost?
They're playing hardball. They just keep moving him. They say, you don't want to fight? We'll just keep. Well, you're going to go down more. Bro, I'm not joking. I'm serious. You're going to call me a conspiracy theorist. The UFC plays hardball. They do. I'm not a conspiracy theorist. This is what happens.
So Ben, before I let you go, make sense of the welterweight division for me. Tell me what the welterweight division looks like in July.
Well, I think okay. Well, so if Leon beats Usman, then they're probably going to go Chimaev or Bilal. I would guess.
So you look past Masvidal if he beats Gilbert with the two pieces.
Well, it's going to be so the Bilal and Chimaev are going to try to get that fight booked before that fight happens. If Masvidal beats Gilbert, it's just not going to happen. But if Masvidal were to beat Gilbert,
you don't think he has a chance against Gilbert?
I don't think it's going to be all that competitive.
Wow,
Gilbert's good. I don't know if
he's really good.
Gilbert's really good. Yeah,
especially if he uses jiu-jitsu.
And his wrestling solid. Yeah, so I think Chimaev and Bilal will be like angling for that fight if Leon wins. If Usman wins, then I think maybe it's Chimaev, because you can't go Burns versus Usman again because that's already happened a couple times. So probably Chimaev.
Yeah, Chimaev.
Yeah,
that's gonna be fun. And
tell me who's in the tough house against. You probably got the information. Who is Conor in the tough house with? Tony. Is it really Tony? Is it Michael? Who is it? Tony would be funnier because Tony would just be doing some wild shit. You'd be watching Tony be like, did you see the guy last week on Twitter that smashed the dudes on stomachs with the tire?
Yeah.
Yo, oh my God.
What about when Tony graduated from Harvard, bro? Did you see that? Did you see when Tony was what? Tony graduated from Harvard or Cornell or something? He was in class. I'm telling you, Ben, look up on your computer right now, Tony Ferguson, Harvard or Cornell. Seriously, he like graduated from Harvard or something like that. Or
this is not like, true.
He's going to Harvard, I swear. He's an actual student right now. Tony Ferguson is a student at Harvard.
He's not lying. That's wild. He had the grades to get in? No. Oh my goodness. I don't even know what to say. I'm gonna go check the school director to see if this is true.
Why?
What? Let's watch a couple interviews and figure it out. Is this real? I don't know if this is now you're the conspiracy theorist. No, I don't know if this is real.
No, Ben, are you seeing it? He's at school. He's at school.
Yeah, he walked on school. He bought a Harvard shirt and stole someone's letter. He said, "Hey, little nerd, give me that letter. I'm gonna take a picture of it."
He's going between classes right now.
Bro, you don't see his name on that letter, do you?
If Tony Ferguson had to coach the Ultimate Fighter, he would have to come out of school. He's studying business. That's his degree. He's a business degree.
I still don't know if I believe it. Someone in the comments, get us a freaking Harvard school directory, please.
Please let Ben. Somebody give Ben some peace of mind because he doesn't believe that Tony is a Harvard undergrad.
No, he's not even undergrad. He's Harvard Business. I probably know someone on the Harvard wrestling team. I'm gonna hit him up and say, like, go search for Tony Ferguson for me.
Please.
Has anyone seen him in Cambridge, Massachusetts?
All right.
That's wild.
Thank you for taking time, bro. Until next time, guys. Peace. Tap into everything Ben Askren does. Ben Askren Wrestling Academy. Dude is the man. I love having him on. Until next time, guys, like, subscribe. Tap into Ben. Hey, Flow Wrestling Live. Ben hosts every single week. You can find so much Ben Askren content. Till next time. Peace.